So I recently held a poll with my Patreon patrons to choose which previous 5 Stupid Things topics I should revisit, and first place was a tie. I covered the first half of the tie in the previous video in this series, so let's close this gimmick down with the second half of the first place tie. Here are 5 more stupid things about the men's rights movement. Selective acceptance. Men's rights activists don't typically exhibit terribly positive attitudes toward women, but there are exceptions. For example, women who agree with them that feminism is at best unnecessary and at worst oppressive and misandrist. Or, no, you know what? That's it. Women who reject feminism are highly favored by MRAs. They're held up as evidence that theirs is a legitimate ideology based on facts and reasonable assumptions, not a hate movement based on projection, fears of inadequacy, and unhinged misogyny. Anyway, if MRAs hate women so much, why are there women who agree with them? Funny how that same logic doesn't seem to apply to men who support feminism. Dishonest denial. One of the most interesting phenomena surrounding the men's rights movement is how many men will strenuously deny having any association with it, even while parroting its talking points. And really, who can blame them? The men's rights movement is so toxic, so obviously fueled by bigotry and male insecurity that even people who agree with everything MRAs typically say don't want to be taken for one. Luckily, if you're a guy who is sick and tired of being called an MRA when you're not one, there's a real easy fix. Just stop being such a sexist crybaby. Try it. You might be surprised how well that works for you. Harassment of critics. The men's rights movement is reactionary by its very nature. It lashes out at women and feminists in particular. On a daily basis, feminist writers and activists are deluged with hate mail and death threats from outraged men. Some, like Lindy West or Anita Sarkeesian, are arguably better known for being victims of misogynist harassment than for their actual work. Others have been driven from the public sphere altogether, which is understandable, but is also a terrible shame, because that's what the harassers want. Unable to intelligently answer their critics, they attempt to intimidate them into silence. And when that doesn't work, when they are unable to overwhelm feminists with the sheer force of abuse, they resort to other equally vapid tactics, like derailment and distraction. Many MRAs engage in a sort of troll guerrilla warfare, infiltrating the comment sections of articles and videos that deal with women's issues, posting responses designed to paralyze discussion with irrelevant bickering. Demands that feminists identify legal rights available to men but not to women are common. There's also the ever-popular appeal to bigger problems, in which the MRA will express his dismay that feminists aren't more concerned with the plight of women in developing countries or the Muslim world. It's not that he gives a shit about those women, he just thinks that feminists should worry more about them and leave sexist American assholes like him alone. Still, this isn't the worst thing about the men's rights movement. When it comes to that, it's hard to get more disgusting and inexcusable than rape apology. Men's rights activists attempt to minimize or dismiss concerns about rape in a variety of ways, ignoring the existence of acquaintance and spousal rape, blaming rape victims for being promiscuous or dressing too provocatively, spreading fear and paranoia about a non-existent epidemic of false rape allegations, and generally acting as though making rape an easier crime for men to get away with is their primary goal, which it is. This is not a civil rights movement as it claims to be. This is a hate group, populated by resentful failures too weak to carry their own baggage. They're some of the most pathetic human beings known to me, and their only redeeming quality is that they're so much damn fun to smack around, which is fitting since most of them seem to think that's all women are good for. The hardest part is only picking 5. Catch you next time.